mko nayo installed, si ndio? So acha tuangalie for example hii. So hii ina detect the application is rooted, si ndio? So sijaangalia fiti but penye tutaangalia mpaka penye nimefika, si ndio? So nitajaribu tena ni present na another screen ndo penye sasa nitaweka nini? Nitaweka hii nitaje? Jadx. Tunatumia Jadx, then hapo kwa evident ndo tunatumia Genymotion. So nifungue Jadx kwa hiyo machine nyingine. Natumia Jadx latest, iko fiti sana actually. Iko poa to the point that inakuallow unaweza copy a function as umejua hii function ndo inafanya hii stuff, si ndio? Umepitia the application, umepata hii function ndo inafanya for example root check. So utaienda uta copy as Frida script, then you go and paste it na as in utajua venye utachange, but nitaonyesha tutakuwa tunafanya. So ukienda iko nini? Iko GitHub kama unataka hiyo nini. Mnaona screen nyingine, si ndio?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Muonge bana, msiogope. Mtu anasema bana. Ndio unajua tulikuwa na interactive session, ndio tutakuwa tunaweza jua nani amekwama mahali tunamsaidia. Hope pia mko na unajua ni vizuri pia kuwa na mashine yako unajaribu pia inafanya. Si last time uliinstall hiyo Frida. Acha ni download hii app. Baadaye mnatumianga nini? Mimi natumianga plugin ku download app kutoka Play Store. Kuna plugin inaitwa APK Combo Downloader. Mnaijua?
Ile ya Chrome.
Ni Chrome extension so unaenda tu Play Store, una search hiyo app. Unafuata app yenye unataka, unaingia ndani, then utaona ita highlight kama one. Una click tu hapo, inakupeleka kwa page ya ku download. So acha ni download tuanze kuiangalia. But ni the same app yenye iko huko. Alafu pia kuna another thing nilinote pia. Unacheki, si most of the application niliwaambia zinakuanga watu wana obfuscate code so that usiweze kujua code yao. So unaweza andika Frida script leo imefanya vizuri, then kesho wanatoa update, una update the application, unapata haifanyi. Juu hizo function names zimechange.
Okay.
So niseme ndio inafunguka. Hope mtaona vizuri. Si mnaona fiti?
Yeah,
So
sawa.
mnaona ama words ni ndogo, sijui kama inaweza expand.
Imagine ziko tu sawa. Oh, someone is saying they don't understand the language we use English.
Sorry, man. Sorry, terrific tech. Sorry. So I'll switch to English direct. So as we start, you will open our Jadx, then we open our application. I've selected the application from Play Store. You can download using APK combo, or you can download using APK combo, or you can install the application on your phone. Then you can use a DB pool to pull the application from your phone, and then you now analyze the application using Jadx. So the first thing after opening Jadx, we'll go straight to Android manifest, so that using manifest Android manifest is the same as a flight manifest. What it does, it tells you what the app contains, everything, every activity, every services that is running on the application will run is contained in the manifest, plus the permissions that the application will require. So as you can see, for this example, we have permission to read contacts, internet access network state, write external storage, read external storage, receive boot complete, access Wi-Fi state. So all these are permissions. Then, as you can see, use permission. So that tells you that this will be the permission that the application will be using. Then we have screens and query. This one is used to like query the screen size, or what the app is doing at that time. Then permissions. Then we have activities. Activities, those are like, let's say, pages on the application. So like this one, we have the first activity on this application. As you can see, it has an intent filter with action main, which is a category launcher. So this means this will be the first activity that will be opened when the application launches. When you click on the application, this is the first activity that will run, and it's called login activity. Login activity. Its location, it's com.airtel.africa self-care features login activity. So you can, if you don't want to click on it directly, you can go search. You can go to com. You scroll on this side. Now the source code. You go to CABC com, then Airtel, then Africa, then self-care, then feature, then login, then activity, then login activity. So after you've opened the activity, now you get login activity. This is the first activity that is run when you open your phone. As you can see, there are some, while this Jadx was trying to decode, it can tell you some other method. Maybe as you can see, there's some comments here: activity, view model, lazy.kotlin, .kt is for .kotlin. So we try and analyze the application. For me, I'll first go to on create function, or the on create method. This on create method is the method that is first run when the activity is opened. So this will be the first method that the activity will call when it's opened. And as you can see, this is the first activity. So the first method is called, so we have boolean z10, which is declared super.onCreate. Then we have this intrinsic. So we try and check if there's a method that is used to check for root. As you can see on this method, we see none, but we try to find on these things that have been called. So we try. Let's look at this method. My it's not that. We try and find another one. You try and open. You can control. You press your control, then you press on that method to try and see if it's somewhere. Or you can also search for root. If you search for root, maybe you can find, or maybe you search for super user. Super user, because these are one of the ways in which application use to check for root on an application. So as you can see, we found one. This tr.j. As you can see, it's on class called f tr.f, and then there's this method which returns a boolean. It's a public static boolean j, which when it's called, it checks. Let's try to analyze this. I first boolean I10. So when it runs, it tries to check if superuser.apk exists. If it exists, it returns true. Uh, Also, this file exists, it returns true. Otherwise, it will return a false. So for this, actually, what is checking? It's checking these. If this method exists, then it means our phone is rooted. Mostly these applications exist in the system slash something exists only when when the phone is rooted, or this binary SU binary exists when the phone is rooted. So since this method is returning uh let's say true when the phone is rooted and false if the phone is not rooted. So for us, we're going to hook on this method. Let me make sure I've installed the same version as the one that I'm running. So so we are going to hook on this method. As I was saying earlier, using this Jadx, you can copy. As you can see, there's that option, copy as Frida snippet. That one that I have highlighted. Mm, let me share with you how it will copy this, and maybe how you can rewrite it, so that you can understand how you can write your own next time. Stop sharing. Present. Yes, good. So I came to my Jadx, then I copied as a Frida snippet. Then let's assume these are our script. The other time I told you the anatomy of a Frida script, you have to use. Let me expand. Everyone can see now clearly. Is it?
Yeah.
So let me show you like an anatomy of a sample Frida script that you can use to to load in your application. So Java, remember it's a JavaScript file. So java.perform, then you close that one, then function. close, then you open. Now, in here is where you write all your scripts. So we can start now. I can now paste the one that I copied. So you can all see how it has created that script. Let me start. So basically, what it does here, mm, I think Jadx they're using like the latest syntax of JavaScript, but I'll simplify this so that everyone can understand. And for the older version of JavaScript, for example, this one is like f.j, because you remember our method was called j. Then this is the class in which that method was in, tr.f. So you remember? You can answer if you remember.
Yeah.
So you first declare the class in which your method lies. That is, let f equals to java.use tr.f. Now this is the class, the location of the class. Maybe you can have com dot airtel dot something feature something, and to the final class, which is login.activity. For example, if you wanted to hook a method on the login activity class, but in this place we are hooking a method on. Let me share the entire window so that you can all get what I'm saying. Hold on, entire window, entire screen. Share. What I'm saying is this. For example, in this we are going the class name. This is the class name, package name, then class name. So you get package name dot f. So you now understand how I've come with that class java.use now. So go back to this one. So it's let f equals to java.use tr package name, then the class name dot class name. So after you've done this, then you come to f dot j, which this f now is our class. Then remember f, it's not this f, it's this one. Let me say let root, because let's say that's the class that is doing the root check. So let root equals to java.use. Now in this next step, I'll use root.j, because j is the method that I'm going to hook to. And I said earlier, if we had two j's, you know, there's overloading in JavaScript where you can write one method, but it receives different parameters or different arguments, or the return type are different. So if we have an overload, you can use dot overload, but in this place there's no overload, so I just root.j, then implementation is equals to function. Now in this function, remember our class, where is it? Our object receives nothing, so there's no need to do anything. Our method receives nothing, so we can go back. So this is just a console.log to show you. It will log for you on the Frida console to show you that the class has been called. Then if you want to call the class again, now that maybe you've hooked the class, it has not run. So you want to now run the method itself. You use this dot j. This will run the method now again. So if it has the return type will be stored on result. So again, you can now return the result. It will run without modifying anything. It will run that. It will hook on that method, but the normal operation of the application will go ahead, because you've called the application. You've called now the method again, and you've returned the response that was being returned by the method. So you can console.log the results that have been posted. But again, so our and then we return the result. So when the application is running, the result that will be found here will be returned here. So the method will carry on as it should. So let's go ahead to now try and do the practical. Anyone with any question? You can talk. Who has understood anything, or maybe someone has not understood anything? I can repeat.
I think we have overstood.
Okay. So let me now go to Frida and show you guys how we can run that. Now we've written that method. Let me copy it to my Google function and can call it on the side. So I'll copy here. You all can see my screen.
Someone raised their hand. Don't know. It's Mike.
You can just ask your question. Whoever rests, you can ask your question before we continue. Chat. Or you can type on the chat. Mike, you can ask your question. You're waiting. So I'll come to this place, then I'll save now. I'll go ahead and save my script. Let me save it on desktop, then trial. And I'll save it as 10.js. They say it's good. So I've saved it as airtel.js. So let's go ahead and navigate to desktop. Trials. So we have our airtel.js at hand. So let's go ahead. You can see my device. Let me run them side by side so that you can have a good look of the film.
So, a question. So hypothetically, this is supposed to fail and it's supposed to log on the console true.
So it's supposed to fail, then to log on the console true, because we have not altered anything so far. We've just hooked on that method that is checking for root.
Okay.
Charlie, what are you saying? So let's go. Let me try to run. Frida, if you want to run to see all the functions that are running, you use. Oh, now I'm a choke everyone. Frida PS minus URA, it will list for you all the applications that are running currently So we have we have Airtel self-care. We copy then and do Frida. So this is the script. This is the script that we'll be using to run Frida.
Oliver,
Yeah.
you can click that hide. Ilikuwa imefunika some stuff.
Sikuwa najua iko hapo bana. Nimeng'ang'ana bana. So this is how you run test. No, so that is Frida minus U minus F, the name of the application, minus L, run airtel.js. So when I click run, you see, no, I've not started. By the I forgot to tell about Frida on the device. You have to install Frida. For me, I use this Frida loader. It installs Frida server on the device so that I can just come. Then I start the existing Frida server. Then it's good to go. Continue. Then I come again to the application and run the code. As you can see, we have results is true. It tells you FJ is called. I think it has been called like 3 times. So you all can see it has been called how many times? 3 times. Anyone with any questions so far? So after we've tried that and it has run, we can exit. Then we go back to our code and try to change. Since it has returned true and it has failed, let us try and return false. So then we come again and run the application again. The app does not run on rooted device. So the first one, I think it has run successfully, but I think there are other checks that the app is checking for. So we'll go ahead and look for all those checks. So let's go again to the login.activity. /login. Anyone else going through the application? Maybe I'm missing something. Let us go through it together so that we can find how we can bypass that. Login activity. So this is basically what you go through while you're trying to like get which method is running. It's checking for root. Then I try to find another method. But I had already done it, so for me some things I may just look for it. Anyone, we can still be talking. Don't be that quiet. Charlie, what are your opinions?
Maybe
Bionic,
I can share a trick that I usually use to look for those methods that are using root. So
right?
you notice that at times when you search for root, you might not find the actual uses because the app maybe is heavily obfuscated. So what I usually do is use Frida trace. So you use Frida trace and then grep for root, and then you spawn the application normally. From
See,
there,
can
uh,
you present, or you don't have?
Uh, the- actually, I don't have my machine. I'm using my work machine. It doesn't
No
have
problem.
the tools.
No problem.
Yeah, so you just use Frida trace and then you grab for root. You'll find the methods and then trace them back in the source code and see how they work.
Let me try and feed the trace. But I've tried severally to use Frida trace, but I guess I've been failing throughout. Actually, I was trying to use it on iOS. I was trying to find the method that was being used to for encryption. You see, like most of the time while I'm doing, for example, an app, I'm try to intercept request on an app. Maybe you'll find after even mm, after maybe you've bypassed SSL pinning, you find again the app is heavily encrypted. So sometimes if the app is encrypted, and then there's those implementation of session before you like take the request body, you go decrypt the request body, then you go back and send the request. You'll find that maybe the session has expired. So mostly what I do nowadays, I try to find the method that is being used. You see, like most developers, what they do, they'll create one class that is used to handle all requests. Like to handle all requests that is being sent to the server. So if you manage to get the class that is managing all that stuff, you'll be in a good position because you'll like get the data before it's sent to the server. So you can get the data, modified the data, then send now the data to the server using the same way I've just used to hook these requests. But I must find this method that is being used to check for root first, so that someone might not believe. He might go home saying, "Oh, stories za jaba." Kwanza kwanza Charlie, I know you.
I can do that.
Joking. So let me try to find that method. I don't know what it is. Now that's the reason I was telling you once there's another update of the application, you find it so hard to find the let me try to find if they have an older version, maybe. Which one now? Does this support older versions? This was in June. Watu wana update kila siku but like it's like every month they push an update on the application. I'm trying to find if I have an older.
Do they have the a policy like Safaricom's? Like when Safaricom releases an application, you find that older versions up to a certain date fail to communicate with the APIs. Does the Airtel do that?
I'm not sure about that. I do not use Airtel that much. I was just doing I was trying to sharpen my skills using the application. Let me try. Let me try and find an older version, then and find that method easily because I know there was that actually there was two methods that I was supposed to hook.
All right.
For that's only for root. Then for SSL pinning, SSL pinning they were using interceptor. So in interceptor you like in OKHTTP the libraries. You know how they implement OKHTTP.
Uh,
So during the implementation, there is something dot add interceptor. So I was hooking the HTTP library. Then I prevent them from adding an interceptor because it was that interceptor that was doing the SSL pinning. So you prevent them from adding the interceptor, then you're good to go. That was the best part. I think I I looked for that method for like 2 days before finding because it's obfuscated, so like trying to comprehend the method names, all that stuff, so hard. Okay, and, file. Airtel one. Which version? Which version was it? 3.1. Okay. I have another. It's called VJN. Oh, I have both version 30 then 29. So let me try and open this one 30. This is 31. This one. People are still joining, and I think I'm about to like, Mr. President. Let me share this screen so that we can find out together. You still hear me?
yeah, you're audible.
I'm audible.
Yeah, very audible.
Let me try. Oh, all of you can see my screen. So let me
Yep.
go to Discord. Actually, let me show you. This is the script I wrote for for the for the CC rooted. So vj.n. So I can just go check for that vj.n where it is. vj.n. I think it's not here also. It's in the other version. yote.
If you're speaking, you're not audible. Yeah, the screen is visible, but you're not audible.
Oliver, you've muted yourself.
I think his microphone disappeared.
So let's chat him.
Hilary.
Now you're audible.
Sasa tunakusikia bana.
kidogo tu mnaongea vibaya bwana, vile mnataka. So I'll try to use another way to try and find how these people are trying to do the route. So you still can see where I am login activity. I'm trying to find the exact time that they are calling the splash that snack bar, because that for those who know about Android development, that's a snack bar that they're using to uh, usage. You see, this device is rooted, so I'm trying to find how where they've used that string in the application. Meanwhile, I can still go ahead and try to find where that snap bar is being shown. What extended string, intent, string to get length. Notification. Does not form any search. If you don't understand anything that I'm doing, you can just ask. I'm more than willing to tell you, but that I'm trying to find the name of that string, so I'll come ahead to strings here and search for that. I don't think it's here. Not even. I'll try to find rooted. So you see, this app does not run on rooted device. All of you can see that string. This app does not run on rooted device, so I'll go and try to find rooted device error. So I can come searching and cancel this search, and I can search for another thing. Rooted device error. Let it search, but again I can go to this and search for rooted device error. So they found some usage, and one of the usage is on onboarding activity. So I'll go ahead to onboarding activity, and onboarding activity. I'll try rooted device error. It's called rooted device error. As you can see, we have this. It's first run. We have some casing. They are doing some casing. So case one, if PL, you see this method, it's asking for P.L. So if we go to search for P.L, where's P.L? IJ, K, L. So this L returns a Boolean. So we'll go try and hook on this L. It's on class P. It's on package FL. The class name is P. Then our method name is L. So let me stop sharing on this side. Let me come on the other side. Open Sublime Text. share screen. See, all of you can see my screen. Let me first go start. Anyone who cannot see my screen can just raise any question. So we found the method that is maybe we don't know because we have not seen its implementation, but we've seen that after that method is run is where that string is triggered, the string with rooted device. So I think if p.l, then then trigger that that then pop up that string. If not, do not pop that string. So we'll go try to see what that boolean is trying to do. So all of you can see my screen. So our method, our class name was FL, then the class was P, then the method was L. So yeah, I'll go ahead and try to see what is being returned. So let x equals to, anyone who cannot see, or maybe it's too small. So this is how I'm going to write it. Let fx equals to this dot L. So that will run that method. Then I'll return x. Now the value that is being returned now I'll return. So I'll console dot log the value that has been returned is plus x. So we'll go ahead and try to run our application on Frida. Let me go side by side. All of you can see the whole problem. All of you can see the desktop / trials. Then Frida, Airtel. Then we run. Now we get another error. Attempt to crashed. Attempt to invoke a virtual method. Chalika, do you know what causes this error?
I'm not sure. I can see a null pointer exception. Or so many exceptions.
I think you see we have class definition not found. fl.p. Maybe I'm running an older version of the application. Let me this is 3.1. Let me update the application maybe. I think it's an issue with the because this class has not been found. So I think we have the latest update, June 5th. If that is the case, let me try to use set timeout so that it waits for a given time before it can run the application. Set timeout.
Is the install app the one that we are decompiling on Jadx?
I think there are different versions, but let me first.
If there are different versions, I think the methods might differ.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, am I missing anything? Why is it not? Just did not find that method. I think they have different versions. 3.1, 3.3. Let me try and update this application. Then we'll run the same method. About the version. Then returns will be on the version 3.1. Let it finish installing so I can see what. But we were able to see that it is checking for that the method from FL, then the class name is P. It's a small P. Copy as Frida snippet. It's FL P, then L. Let's try and run the method again. I think the issue with the timeout.
A quick question. The version that is installed, version, I don't know, something that you want, is it the same version that we have on Jadx?
It is the same. It is the same. The same version. But I think you see when I was testing this application,
Mhm.
I had the same issues because I think it was you try to run, you run, it fails. Then sometimes it accepts, sometimes it but on my virtual device, I think it was running. Let me try to run direct from my virtual device. Maybe it will do something, but I don't have it. Let me look for this with you. anyone who can run that script on the device, but because I think on virtual device it was still having issues.
So probably it has both root and anti emulator check.
Uh, but I don't understand how it's not like maybe alerting us that this method has been called. I remember I had the same issue, but anyway, let me let me just quickly look for my USB cable, then come back.
Okay.
I'll just find a way on how to show you guys from my emulator. See, I can present using my phone.
You can use SCRCPY. It will project your device to the machine.
Let me Airtel. Close the emulator and let me run ABB devices. This cable has issues. Okay. I think it's now good. So I have my device there, so I can run. See, now on my emulator, it has. So you can see on the screen it has run successfully. The value that has been returned is true.
Yeah.
So let me try. Let me see if I can record using my phone and share to you guys so that you see how it's running.
You can quickly install SCRCPY.
It's on my computer.
Yeah, on your computer.
Bad idea. So let me. The, You can see.
Yeah.
You can see we still have the root returning true, so we can go ahead and change. Charlie, can you see how my screen is? Yes. So you've seen, how I've been able to run on that phone. Anyone who has not seen or anyone who has had problems. Anyone, someone. Anyone with any question? Anyone with any question so far? Okay. Charlie, I can see you've rejoined the meeting.
Yeah, my net is having issues.
So, but you've seen I was able to bypass the route.
Yeah.
So, anyone with any questions so far? Before we call it a quits, so that next time we can bypass the cell pinning. Any question?
Watu wako sawa.
Watu wameelewa kweli ama wamechoka? But tume struggle sana.
Michael has a question.
Hi
Michael,
guys.
hi.
Oh, nice session. Actually, it's my first one. Niliona, I've seen Koimet post the link, then I joined. So, I'm an Android dev, and these things are interesting, but I've floated for most of the parts. Mostly the tools. The code there I can relate, but the tools. So, is there like a guide on where I can start?
Oh, Frida, you can install it from. You can just go online and maybe Google how can I install Frida, how to install Frida on Android and I mean on your phone, then on your device. On your device, it will run on Python. Then on Android, like I think I can share a link on where you can. There's a repository online. You can install the APK. It will install your Frida server. But remember, your device has to be rooted.
Okay.
So that it can run.
Okay, sure, no problem.
Okay. Any other question? Hilary uliona kitu yote kweli?
Nilifuata vizuri, it was really good. I'll practice.
Ukipractice itakuja, but at least nilionyesha venye unaandika Frida script. That's the best part.
Yeah.
Ingine ilikuwa so basically nakwaga hivyo, unatafuta method, unaihook, una change data yenye ina input. Actually nimeonyesha venye nda change output peke yake, si ndio?
Yeah.
But tunafaa pia kuchange input ya method pia.
Oh.
Ona venye una recall venye unaweka this dot something.
Yeah.
Unaweza weka saa kama tutatafuta method moja ina receive parameters.
Yeah.
Then tuta change. Actually nitatafuta method moja ya encryption ndio uone venye data before encryption alafu inakuletea data after decryption. So that tunaona data.
Sawa.
So hauhitaji kufanya hiyo cell pinning. For me naonanga cell pinning siku hizi itakuwa stress bure.
But at least imekuwa some good insight.
Sawa. So mko sawa, si ndio? Watu waenda wakule bana.
How often does it happen?
Tunajaribu kila wiki naye.
Sawa.
So hiyo unasemaje? Sawa basi
Mwende
tutakutana siku
mkule
nyingine.
basi.
Next week tuko na Charlie atuingiza ndani ya kernel bana, tuone vile kernel inakaa. Nataka kuingiza kwa kernel ya Android.
Tunamgoja sana. Yeye na Charles.
Poa.
Sawa.
Oliver, and you should install the CRCPY.
Ashaenda.
Right. Tuchekiane next week.
Bye.
Bye.